I strongly believe that queerness is not the problem. The problem is lust, and lust is within the queer and straight community. My biggest fear was going to hell. Now, as far as a label, I've called myself Christian, I've called myself spiritual, I've called myself child of God, but despite the label, I've always had and built a relationship with God. And you know what? Lately, I'm starting to come to terms and realize why God took me out of Hollywood. I see how corrupt the world is turning, and it's scary. And also, I look back on the path that I was going down at the time. I feel like God stepped in right on time. I'm not gonna lie, lust has been eating me up for the past few years. And even now, I'm far from perfect. Now, while my sexual identity does make me nervous, these are things that I'm finally speaking on. And it took me a while because, obviously, this isn't easy to talk about. But also, it's hard to put into words as well. Some understandings are so complex, it's hard to really put them into words. I know that witchcraft is very much real, and there are people in this world that are in competition with other people or don't like other people. And I think that when you put out certain personal information, it lets people in some way. But then I'm at a point in my life now where if God is for me, who can be against me? Lately, I've been debating on getting rebaptized. I got baptized when I was a kid, like most people. I was like 10, 11 years old. But obviously, I grew up, life happened. Different obstacles and temptations happened. And I just wonder, like, should I just kind of wipe it clean? But I also wonder, would me getting rebaptized contradict the fact that I stopped going to church? And if you want to see a video on why I don't believe you have to go to church to be in good standings with God, comment a dolphin emoji down below. Most importantly, I don't want to be lukewarm with God. That's something that haunts me every day. Even though I always feel God's presence, I've always been protected, I've always felt His hand on me. I always just wonder, like, am I doing enough, The world can be very alluring, and it can cloud a true destiny on this earth. In other words, the world and social media can make you think that you really want something, but they've just been kind of enticing you with that idea and ultimately distracting you from what you really want to do and what you're really supposed to do on this earth. Not saying that you should, question your passions, but deep down, if you really are pursuing something or want to do something for the right reasons. And that is a question you have to ask yourself with anything that you want to do in this world. Ask yourself, why do I want to be an actor? Is it because I can't see myself doing anything else? Is it because ever since I was a kid, I've always, what? Or is it because, well, I think it'd be cool? Well, I want to be famous. I am at a point in my life where in my late 20s, life in like this country, USA, is in this weird standstill awkwardness, and you just wonder like what's next. And it's so unfair. So the impatience and all these negative feelings come into play with that. But I think it's all happening for a reason. For some reason, I'm being isolated. Anytime I move toward like things that I think that I want to do and I'm doing them for the wrong reasons, God always steps in immediately and like hems me up like by the shirt, you know what I'm saying? It's like really crazy.
I'm about to go. School, dog, school. Go ahead.
I'm the type of person that says, oh, I could never be a scammer. I could never steal out of a store because even though everyone else is doing it, I'd be the one to get caught. And if you're like that, comment a blue heart emoji in the comments because I just want to know, like, am I the only one? Like, it's really weird. And I used to always feel bad about that. I used to be like, damn, I'm just like that unlucky. But I really think that's God like stepping in and like stopping something before it starts. In college, I almost got a DUI. So my sophomore year of college, I just wanted to fit in. I always just wanted to fit in. And no matter how hard I tried, I just never could. And that's why I'm just so unapologetically myself now. I don't know how to not be. I was at a place in my life in college where I was very depressed and all these things. So sophomore year, I just genuinely wanted to fit in. I wanted friends, and I was, excuse me, I was hanging out with a crowd of people that I didn't really. How do I put this in words? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by this. I was wanting to be friends with them, but I didn't want to be friends with them. These were like, a popular group of people on campus, because I spent my first 2 years at a junior college and then I graduated and transferred to a university. So at junior colleges, like the campus is more small and like it's kind of like high school, like everyone knows each other. We didn't really have a lot in common, but I just wanted to fit in with them. I just wanted to be normal. I wanted friends. Like I'm in college. Like, why don't I have friends? I've never liked to party, like the whole nightlife thing. Well, I do, but not like, it's a certain type of nightlife that I like that I did not have access to. Just like say that. And I've never been a drinker. I've never liked to drink. And the only time that I did drink when I was like in college and high school was because I wanted to fit in. I felt like I was being uncool to say, "Oh, I don't drink," And so at this particular situation, people pregame. You know what I mean? You go to someone's apartment, and everyone drinks, and then you get in the car and go to the bar or like to the house party, wherever you're going. And that's what this was. So I was a designated driver because I don't drink. And there was another thing too, like they kind of looking back on it, I realized now that they were keeping me around because I didn't drink. This is like a free designated driver. But anyway, so I'm just standing around waiting on them to get done drinking and stuff, and I'm acting like I'm having fun, but I'm really not. I'm bored. I want to go back to my apartment and just be alone. But then I'm kicking myself because I'm pressuring myself to like just go out, like just be here and make friends. Like, why aren't you having fun? Like everyone else is having fun. One of the particular friends, we'll call him Gavin, had a little crush on him too. But anyways, he basically like kind of peer pressured me to drink. I forgot what it's called, but you poke a hole in the bottom of like the can of beer and like you suck the hole like as fast as you can. Is it called a shotgun or something? I can't remember. But he wanted me to do that before we left. He was like, "Well, I mean, come on, you have to drink with us. Trust fund, baby." And then everyone chimed in and was like, "Oh my God, drink it." So I did. And I am a lightweight. So, you want me to chug this entire beer as fast as I can? I was out of it, tipsy. But I was trying to pretend like I wasn't. I'm like, okay, I'm good enough to drive. So we get in the car. It's not my car, but one of the friends' car. It was like 5 of us cramped up in like this very small car. I'm driving. Campus police pulls us over and he can immediately tell that we have been drinking, and I was completely honest with him. And so basically, I got arrested and all of my friends got sent home. I had to go through court and all this stuff, and I almost got kicked out of school because I got arrested on campus. It was a whole thing. But long story short, I went through hell for like 8-9 months of this. But through it all, I felt protected. I felt like God had like this like holy bubble around me. And even though I was like going through everything, I felt untouchable in a way. And not like on any cockiness. I was still afraid for my future and all of that. But I just knew like something was telling me like it's gonna be all right. It's hard to explain. If you know, you know. If you've ever been in a situation where it may have been terrifying, but for some reason you felt safe and you felt like protected, that was the situation. And I feel like God kind of nipped it in the bud before it got worse. Like I was hanging with the wrong crowd that I didn't really want to hang with, but I felt like I needed to do it. If it had been a fun night, there probably would have been 100 more fun nights, and I would have probably went down the path that he did not intend for me to go down. in that moment, I was like, what? I've literally like never done this before. And the one time that I do it, I get caught and I get arrested. That's wild. The officer that booked me basically, decided to expunge everything or whatever, drop the charge. And also, that night that I got arrested, I did not spend the night in jail. Like the officers, they felt they could sense that I was a good kid, and like they just had me sit with them in like the front lobby, and they let me call my mom or whatever. I called my uncle to call her because I just didn't want to deal with her. So she, came to my rescue at like 3 in the morning and got me and dropped me off at my apartment, gave me a whole talk. And so I was so blessed not have to spend the night in jail. I don't remember if she had to like pay to get me out or anything, but they were just nice, I guess, and just let me sit with them. And they were just talking to me like, you're a good kid and I can tell. And, we make mistakes and just get a lawyer, you know what I mean? And this should be expunged, whatever, whatever. After that, right, those friends that I was hanging out with mocked me. They did not want to be my friend anymore. They saw me as lame because I got caught. That was a lesson. I mean, it is what it is. And it's weird because some of those friends, like they follow me on social media, like Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok. Sometimes they comment and support my content. And I don't hold grudges. But I never forget. One more thing before I end this video. But when I was going through the different court hearings that I had to go to and all of this, going through the process of getting this expunged and all of that, it was my first time ever going to court. And so if you've never been to court, there's like different hearings all in one day, and there may be different court hearings before yours. So I would see people like prisoners being brought into court and hearing their story, and other pedestrians coming in for different things and hearing their situations. And I feel like God wanted me to see all these different scenarios to just like show me what it could be for me, or what it could have been if he hadn't stepped in when he did. Comment down below if you can relate. Like, some things, what's understood can't be explained. All I can do is give my testimony. You know what I mean? So you're probably wondering why I'm making this video. I want to help someone. I just feel like me putting out this testimony, so to speak, could possibly come across the right person. But anyways, I'm going to stop this video here. And if you want another part of another testimony of something very similar, comment down below. Let's see, what kind of emoji? Comment a butterfly emoji down below if you want to see that. I just love emojis, if you can't tell. I just want to help somebody. I just want to like share my stories. Nothing to be ashamed of, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.